Imagine for a moment the embodiment of evil, a figure that has fascinated humanity for centuries: Satan. This character, often shrouded in mystery, has been interpreted and reinterpreted countless times over. In some cultures, he's the embodiment of all that is malevolent, while in others, he's seen as a symbol of rebellion, a force challenging the status quo. The psychology of Satan is a topic that has piqued the curiosity of scholars, theologians, and the general public alike. It's a subject that's both chilling and captivating, and it's a subject that we're going to explore today. What makes Satan tick? How does he perceive the world, and how does the world perceive him? Is he truly the embodiment of pure evil, or is there more to this complex figure? So what goes on in the mind of this infamous figure? Let's delve into the depths of the infernal mind. First, consider Satan through the lens of Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis. When we apply Freud's tripartite model of the psyche to Satan, we get a fascinating interpretation. Freud's model consists of the id, the ego, and the superego. The id, driven by primal desires and impulses, can be seen as the dominant force in Satan's psyche. The ego and superego, which respectively represent rationality and morality, seem to take a back seat. Picture the id as a powerful engine, propelling Satan towards actions driven by desire and ambition. It's the source of his rebellion against divine authority in many religious narratives, fueled by a thirst for power and independence. The ego, the mediator between the id and reality, doesn't seem to do a great job of reining in these impulses. Instead, it appears to rationalize and justify the id's desires, leading to actions that challenge the established order. Now, the superego, the moral compass, seems largely absent in Satan's character. Yet this absence can be seen as a form of Freudian defense mechanism. Perhaps Satan's superego is so overwhelmed by the strength of his id that it has retreated, leaving the ego to rationalize the id's drives. Freud also spoke of drives, the forces that motivate our actions. The death drive, or thanatos, represents our subconscious desire for destruction and chaos. Could this be the drive that motivates Satan's rebellion and subsequent actions? The pleasure principle, another Freudian concept, may also play a significant role here. This principle states that we are driven to seek pleasure and avoid pain. For Satan, the pleasure of power and autonomy might far outweigh any potential pain of punishment or downfall. So, through Freud's lens, Satan emerges less as a symbol of pure evil, and more as a figure propelled by primal drives and unchecked desires. His actions, far from being senseless, are rooted in a deep-seated desire for power and autonomy, a quest for pleasure, and perhaps a subconscious drive towards chaos. Through Freud's lens, Satan emerges as a figure driven by primal drives and unchecked desires. But what if we change our perspective? Now let's view Satan through the prism of Carl Jung's archetypes. When it comes to Jung's archetypes, Satan is a fascinating figure. He embodies the shadow, that dark side of our psyche that we often refuse to acknowledge. This is the part of us that contains our deepest fears, unresolved issues, and hidden desires. It's a place we avoid, yet it's where Satan comfortably resides. Then there's the trickster archetype, which Satan fits perfectly. As the ultimate deceiver, he thrives on chaos and disruption, challenging norms and shaking up our perceived reality. His tricks are not just for amusement, they serve to question the status quo and provoke thought. Finally, we have the self archetype. In this context, Satan is viewed as a symbol of individualism and rebellion. He represents the struggle against conformity, the pursuit of personal freedom, and the acceptance of one's unique identity. In Jung's archetypes, Satan becomes a symbol of the darkness within us and our struggle for individuality. But can there be more to his psychology? As we've seen, Satan's psychology is complex and multifaceted. This complexity allows for multiple interpretations, each providing unique insights into his mind. From Freud's perspective, Satan embodies our unconscious desires and fears, hidden deep within our psyche. Carl Jung, on the other hand, views Satan as a manifestation of the shadow archetype, symbolizing the repressed aspects of our personalities that we often choose to ignore. These interpretations, however, are not definitive. They're explorations into the mind of a deeply intriguing figure who has captivated human imagination for centuries. The psychology of Satan is not an isolated concept. Rather, it mirrors our own psychology in many ways. It reflects our deepest fears, our hidden desires, and the ongoing struggle between our better angels and our demons. In the end, the psychology of Satan continues to fascinate us, reflecting our own fears, desires, and the eternal battle between good and evil within us all.